The simplest way to change yourself is to remain silent in those places where silence is needed more than words. Silence is that key which opens the path of self-mastery and peace. Greetings, friends. Welcome to your own channel, Wisdom Circle. So without any delay, let's move toward today's story. A long time ago, in a small village of the Magad Kingdom, lived a young man named John. He was very impatient and short-tempered. Arguing over small matters and giving instant replies had become his habit. Slowly, because of this nature, people started avoiding him. John himself realized that his nature was not bringing peace and happiness into his life, rather increasing stress and loneliness. But he could not understand how to come out of this situation. One day he heard that Lord Buddha was giving a discourse in the nearby forest. He had heard a lot about Buddha, his compassion, his wisdom, and the life teachings he offered. After hearing this, John thought, maybe I will get the answers to my questions there. He quickly reached the place of the discourse. A large crowd had gathered. Buddha was explaining the depths of life in his simple and clear words. At that moment, Buddha addressed the assembly and said, if you want to bring true change in your life, learn to remain silent in tense situations. Hearing this, John saw a ray of hope. After the discourse, he went to Buddha, bowed at his feet, and said, Lord, you said that to bring change, we must remain silent in 10 places. Please explain to me what these 10 places are and how I can apply them in my life. Buddha smiled and said, to know this, you need patience, discipline, and self-observation. If you are ready to adopt these teachings, then come with me. John agreed, and thus his journey began. First place, when someone criticizes you, Buddha taught John the first place. John, when someone criticizes you, stay silent. Criticism is an opportunity for you to learn. If you react in anger, you will learn nothing. But if you remain silent and think, you will understand whether that criticism is right or wrong. Buddha gave an example. Once a man abused me. I silently listened to him. When he got tired, I asked him, if you give someone a gift and they do not accept it, who does the gift belong to? He replied, to me. I said, your words also remain with you because I did not accept them. John decided to adopt this in his life. In the beginning, it was difficult, but slowly he realized that remaining silent after hearing criticism helped him self-reflect. Second place, when someone argues with you. Some days later, Buddha explained the importance of silence at the second place. When someone argues with you, stay silent. In arguments, truth does not win, ego wins. If you stay silent, you will understand the situation better and make the right decision. Buddha told the story of a farmer. Two farmers were fighting over a small piece of land. Both believed the land belonged to them. When I asked them if they brought the land with them when they were born, or if they would take it with them when they die, they became silent. This taught John that instead of getting into arguments, remaining silent helps one move towards solutions. Third place, when someone is angry, Buddha said to John, anger is like fire. If you add ghee to it, it will flare up even more. So when someone is angry, stay silent. Their anger will fade on its own. For this, he narrated a story. A king once sentenced his minister to death in anger. The minister said nothing. The next day, the king regretted his actions and forgave the minister. If the minister had argued, he might have lost his life. John adopted this in his life too. Fourth place, when you are sad. One day, John was deeply sad. He said to Buddha, Lord, I cannot bear this pain. Buddha said, when you are sad, stay silent. Sadness can be the doorway to inner change. In silence, you can find the answers to your questions. Buddha also told him that sadness makes you stronger if you try to understand it. Fifth place, when someone deliberately provokes you, Buddha told John, when someone deliberately provokes you, remaining silent is the greatest answer. It shows your strength and patience. He narrated the story of a monk. A monk was troubled by the villagers, but he always remained silent. Slowly, the villagers stopped troubling him. His silence changed them. Sixth place, when you do not need to help someone. Buddha explained, you do not need to help everywhere. When someone does not ask for your opinion, staying silent is better. This teaching proved useful for John. Seventh place, when you feel pride in your knowledge. Buddha said, knowledge is the ornament of humility. If you show off your knowledge, it becomes hollow. Eighth place, when someone is not ready to hear the truth, Buddha told John, truth has no value until the listener is ready to accept it. In such cases, your words become useless and only waste your time and energy. Then he explained further, when you try to tell the truth to someone who is drowned in ego or confusion, your words will only make them uncomfortable. At that time, silence is the biggest solution. Buddha narrated a story. A monk once went to the court of a king and said, "O king, your decisions are wrong." The king became angry and ordered him to be thrown out. As the monk left, he said, "The time to speak the truth has not yet come. When your mind becomes ready to understand it, I will return." Years later, the king learned from his mistakes and called the monk back. This time, not only did he listen, but he accepted the monk as his guide. Buddha explained to John, truth has an impact only when the listener is ready. Ninth place, when circumstances are not under your control. Buddha said, many times in life situations arise that you cannot change. Getting angry or disturbed will only take away your peace. At such times, remaining silent is the greatest wisdom. He explained, silence is not weakness, but a sign of patience and balance. When the situation is not in your control, accept it and remain calm. This is the foundation of mental strength. Buddha narrated an incident. A farmer once told me, "My field is dry, there is no rain. What should I do?" I said, "You cannot change the rain, but you can change the direction of your efforts. Stay silent and think. The solution will emerge on its own." The farmer did that, and soon his problem was solved. 10th place. When your heart is full, Buddha told John, when your heart is full of gratitude, love, and peace, it does not need words. In such moments, silence becomes a language. It is the purest form of joy. He explained further, gratitude expresses itself best in silence. When you feel joy within, it needs no external expression. That silence becomes the symbol of your soul's happiness. Buddha narrated a short story. A disciple once experienced self-realization. His heart was filled with gratitude. He said to his guru, "I want to thank you, but words do not seem enough." The guru smiled and said, "Your silence is the greatest thank you. Maintain it." Buddha said, when the heart is full, words are not needed. Silence becomes your expression. When John received the knowledge of the 10 places of silence, Buddha decided to make him practice immediately. He said, knowledge has value only when applied in life. I will give you some tests. Through these tests, you will understand how silence can truly transform you. John agreed, and under Buddha's guidance, he began a new chapter in his life. Buddha sent John to a village where people were told about his old habits. As soon as John reached there, people started insulting him. They said, "People like you never change. You always blame others. Why have you come here?" John's nature was to respond instantly and prove himself right. But this time he remembered Buddha's first teaching. When someone criticizes you, stay silent. He stood calmly. Slowly the villagers got tired and were surprised by his silence. They realized he had changed. John returned to Buddha and said, "Lord, staying silent was difficult, but it gave me a new energy." Buddha smiled and said, "This is the first step. Now be ready for the next test." Second test. When someone argues, Buddha sent John to a merchant who always argued with his customers. Buddha instructed, ask him a question, and when he argues, stay silent. John asked the merchant, "Why are your goods so expensive?" The merchant became angry and started arguing. John remembered Buddha's second teaching. When someone argues, stay silent. He stood quietly. Seeing his silence, the merchant realized that arguing was pointless. Third test, facing anger. Next, Buddha sent John to a man known for his intense anger. John asked him for help. The man shouted, "How dare you ask me for help?" John chose to remain silent. Slowly, the man's anger cooled. He asked, "Why didn't you answer? Are you afraid?" John replied, "I did not want to increase your anger." The man realized that silence had power. Fourth test, facing grief. Buddha then sent John to a widowed woman whose only son had recently died. She spoke to no one. Buddha said, "Go to her and help her without saying anything." John sat silently beside her. His silent presence gave her comfort. For the first time, she shared her story and began to heal. Buddha said, "In grief, silence is often more powerful than words." Fifth test, facing provocation. Buddha sent John to a group that was ready to provoke him. They insulted him, but John remained silent. His silence made them give up. Between the tests, John asked Buddha, "Lord, how can silence be so effective?" Buddha said, "A king once asked a monk, 'What is the greatest strength in life?' The monk gave him a bowl of water and oil. He said, 'Mix them.' The king tried, but the oil did not dissolve. The monk said, 'Silence is like oil. It stays with you. As long as you preserve it, it remains your greatest strength.' Final test, when the heart is full." Finally, Buddha asked John to take one last test. "When your heart becomes full of joy and gratitude, embrace silence," he said. When John succeeded in all the tests, his heart filled with peace and happiness. He bowed at Buddha's feet and said, "Lord, I have changed. Now I know silence is true wisdom." This story teaches us that silence is not just the absence of words. It is a symbol of inner peace and understanding. Buddha's teaching shows us how to bring balance and peace into every aspect of life. When we learn to listen and understand instead of reacting, life truly begins to change. This story teaches us that silence is not emptiness. It is the language of the soul. Learn to remain silent. That is true transformation. If this video made you think something new or gave you a new direction, then please subscribe to the channel, because every video here is designed to sharpen your mindset, strengthen your focus, and take your thinking to the next level. Keep working on yourself, and see you in the next video with another powerful mind shift.